Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Just a moment in time. A kind of a geeky moment in time, but it's about money, so that makes it cool. And maybe a little bit of gossip, maybe a little bit of like interesting background information, people. And Katie's already saying no. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to check out the website femyoga.com. Click support, and you can keep this channel going and growing. Our goal right now is to get this channel live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. I was thinking about it in the shower today, how hard it is to come up with constant live content and not be able to recycle through reruns like the TV stations and Netflix and everyone gets to do. But that's okay. Nothing worth doing is easy. And hey, everybody, you guys are awesome. You guys are being so nice. We're not afraid of a challenge. We like a challenge, right? We're up to the challenge. So thank you to every single person here on this scrolling list that makes this show possible by contributing over at the website or by sending super hearts. We are a super broadcaster here on this channel on Periscope, so I appreciate that. And if you don't have any money to give, but you want to support the channel, what you can do is jump over to YouTube, where we're live right now, or you can watch my reruns on YouTube as well, and that's going to help us get closer to monetizing there. They made a rule that you have to have 4,000 hours of 4,000 hours of content watched each year on YouTube to monetize, and we're less than 1,000 hours from that goal. So even just watching on YouTube instead of on Periscope or Twitch actually helps us towards that goal without you having to spend a dime. Thank you. First comment to the broadcast, Katie Lee 2. Welcome, Angelito. Angelito. Welcome to Periscope. Demetrius, hey. Good night to talk about management, and why is that? Hey, Matthew. You just mean just because it's a good night. It's a good night to do whatever we want to do. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, SMS, go Sox, go. I actually don't care about sports at all. Horatio. Rich lady, we're working on it. Hey, Troy. Hey, Matthew. Oh, hey, Tiki. How are you? Oh, Tiki, thank you for the super Tikis. And Hearts, top contributor of Hearts, Troy, Tiki, Saul, Matthew, Katie, Finley. Thank you. Britt Butterfly, yes, you became a super fan of the channel, so I made you a moderator. Thanks for inviting your followers, Britt. 2,407. Something like that, Craig, something like that. Wild Woman, hey, I'm good. How are you doing? I'm going to feel so sleepy when I'm scoping 24/7, so it won't be me. If you've noticed on the channel right before this, you can see our replay. It's actually a picture of a vagina in the thumbnail, and that is actually an example of what we're trying to create. It's going to be like a TV station where there's different shows with different characters and different topics and different feels all throughout the day. The main common thread that we want is positivity and engagement with the audience. We want to make sure that you guys don't feel lonely or alone. You know that we're here, we see you, we're reading your comments, but also just putting positivity out into the world to balance out the negativity. Matthew, thank you for inviting your followers. Franco, what's up? Not too much here. We are about to get into this book called Invested. Sorry, I have a pen that I don't want to fall onto my microphone, holding my place in the book. As you can see, I have a few bookmarks in there. This is called Invested by Danielle and Phil Town. Danielle is the daughter of Phil Town, and he wrote another investing book called Rule Number 1 Investing. And it's based on the principles that Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett use, two of the richest guys in the world. They are the CEO, well, Warren Buffett is the CEO, is that the right word? The chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, which is a big financial institution that made most of its money through investing other people's money into investments and being quite successful. Yeah, tune in. So that was Lizzie Bear that was on before this doing sexual health and wellness. Normally she's on at this time. Normally she's on at, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. But because of the baseball game, she had to reschedule, so she went live earlier. And she was talking about, what was it, the G spot, the A spot, the U spot? I'm sorry, this isn't really related to this topic, huh? Is this where you win the money? Actually, we're not doing a giveaway today, but we have given away probably thousands of dollars on this channel in the past. So just follow and stay tuned for giveaways in the titles of the broadcast. This one, we're just going to give you valuable information for you to take into your head and go make money, infinite amount of potential of money that you could make with this information, rather than just giving you $100 and then you just get the $100. This is something that could be worth millions of dollars. Hey, Nelson. I'm good, Franco. How are you? Good to see you too, Nelson. How have you been? I've been good. Chicago Sally. Hey, I've been meeting a bunch of people from Chicago, I feel like. Do they call it Chicagoland? Steph Ray, you guys know that big painting over my couch? Steph Ray Arts is the artist that created that painting, and that painting is available for sale if you guys are interested in it. Hey Blaine, over in Utah. Hello, hello. Hope that Lizzie didn't get you in trouble. No, I mean, it's not, she's not showing her own vagina. It's not a sexual type broadcast. It's not something where like she's, you know what I mean? It's nothing that's going to get us banned. It's purely educational. We're talking about the human body, and we're normalizing, especially the female body, so that, as you know, I'm very passionate about that too, to know that, hey, my body doesn't have to be sexual. Maybe someone wants to perceive it in a sexual way, but just because I have female assets doesn't mean everything is sexual about my body. And then as far as Lizzie, what her show is about, it's really about sexual health and wellness. So most people are sexual creatures, and it's about kind of, you know, learning about sexuality and different, what word am I looking for? Different like subjects or subtopics underneath the umbrella of sex and sexuality. Positivity rocks. Yes, it does. Thank you, Steph, for the super hearts. I appreciate that. What kind of tech? Oh, the One Up Kid. Interesting how you capitalize the N in one instead of the O. The tech that I'm using, you can actually go on my YouTube channel and I teach you exactly how to do this using OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, along with Periscope Producer. William Best, hey Phoenix! Phoenix moved over from Periscope to YouTube. I appreciate that. William, you were the first comment of the broadcast on YouTube. Jim Vogel from California is here on YouTube as well. You may also know him as Random Rider Advice. He gave me this book totally for free. This is words of wisdom from people that he brings around in his rideshare services, Lyft and Uber. Hey Mahana. Hey Pitbull. Boston and DC won today. Boston, okay, so everyone's saying go Sox go. I'm going to teach you to fish. Bama boom, I love that. Yes, I could give you a fish or I could teach you to fish. And if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed a man for a lifetime, right? Hey, Love Troll. Lizzie Vera is great. I love the female body too. You're quite the feminist yourself. Okay. I don't know if I would categorize myself as a feminist, but I do love men and women. Let's see. Love is a decision. Love requires self-sacrifice. Love is pure. Make the choice to love. So every time Jim pops in here, Random Rider Advice, I like to open up that book that he gave me and just kind of share different advice from there, from the different people that he's met all throughout the world. Yay! I'm good, Pitbull. How are you? All right, there we go. We got caught up with the comments. Thank you, Jim, for watching over on YouTube. I appreciate that. We are going to dive into the content right now. So thanks for making it through the first 9 minutes or so of introductions, and I'm going to repeat myself about what we're talking about. Invested by Danielle and Phil Town. This is a book about Danielle's journey with her dad, teaching her how to invest and how she was very investing averse and different reasons why that was. So we've done a lot of episodes already from this book. So we've talked about what is your money story, what is your history with money, what did you grow up with? Did you grow up with money? Did you grow up poor? Where are you now? Are you in debt? Are you running your own business? Are you independently wealthy? Are you already investing? And kind of just like getting that background, that history, that foundation. Then we talked about Charlie Munger's first principle of value investing. Value investing means buying something cheaper than it should be so that you can make money on it, right? It's a good value. And the first principle was to only invest in an area that you're competent in, an area that you understand, in an industry and a company that you can understand and comprehend, because there is a lot of research that is involved to picking a company, and you're going to have to read a lot of kind of boring, like dull financial statements and letters to shareholders and listen to conference calls, and it's a lot easier to do all that stuff when you're actually interested in the company and you're capable of actually understanding it. Thank you, Edward. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I haven't worn a turtleneck since I moved to Florida, but today's a little chilly and I kind of like this shirt, so I went for it. It's your favorite? Wait, what's your favorite? The shirt? Thank you, Edward, for the super hearts. They're orange, my favorite color. I love it. Tiki, the most super hearts and regular hearts of the broadcast. Demetrius, Matthew, Franco, Saul, and Steph. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm feeling the love, and I'm hopefully going to make your love into a lot of money for you. Thanks, Frigosa. Appreciate that. So we talked about that. We talked about circles of competence. Where do you make your money? Where do you spend your money? And what are you passionate about, I believe? What are you interested in? And where those three circles intersect are the industries and companies that you should look to invest in, especially when you're first starting out, because there's quite a steep learning curve for investing, right? Hey, Abed. And you guys, I've had a few people tell me that they're having trouble keeping up with this information. It's over their head. I'm going too fast. So just let me know while we're here live if you have questions, if you want me to repeat something, if you want me to go back, because I do want to keep the live engagement and interaction going. I might do a whole series about this where I don't do it live and I actually kind of record, like a class or a course about this, but I have to know what people are struggling with to make a really solid course. And I'm learning this myself right alongside you guys. I just read this book, so we're all learning and growing together here, right? And I do talk and think pretty fast. Pat, happy belated birthday. Last weekend it was your birthday, wasn't it? Happy belated, my foodie friend. How you invest it too. How you invest it too. Is that a question, or you're just saying like it's all about how you invest it? Did I major in finance? No. Hey, Pineapple, I like your name. Do you follow Sonam108? She has a company called Top Shelf Pineapple, and she's like the top female broadcaster on Periscope, so you should follow her. It's Sonam, Sonam 108, and she does like to be called Sony the Pony. Jim wants to issue a challenge. I am listening. I'm not agreeing to this challenge until I hear what it is. Hey, Brian. I actually didn't go to college. I'm pretty much self-educated, self-taught. I did go to a few semesters of college for different things like business administration, to be a vet tech, zoology. I mean, like all over the map kind of random things that I learned. However, I did find that I much prefer to just kind of take the textbook and learn it for myself, because classes go so slowly. Have you guys ever known? Your class goes at the speed of the slowest person in the room, which sometimes it's you and it's fine, and then sometimes it's not you and it's painful. So I'm not really well suited for classroom learning. I missed the ASMR last night. I'm still watching it tonight. Yes, Dove, it was fun. I did the goth look and everything. How did I know? I don't know how I knew that, Pat, but it was in my Google Calendar. It was like Pat McCreevis's birthday. And I was like, wow, okay. I must have put that in there one time when I was live. And happy 35th birthday. Hey, Nick, how are you? Sony the Pony. Yes, she loves to be called Sony the Pony. Pat, thank you for the super pats. Pat just took top contributor of super hearts in this broadcast. Hi, class. Hi, Nick. Hi, class. Thanks, Craig. My day's good, Nick. How are you? Did you figure out what you want to be for Halloween? Alex, привет. Как дела? Alex, thank you for the super hearts. Spasiba. You're good. Good. I'm glad. Do you guys all know what you want to be for Halloween? I'm going to do a special show on here with a split screen guest. So stay tuned on Wednesday night, Halloween night. It'll be pretty late at night. Aw, Dub, what's up? I want to challenge more people to join us on YouTube. Jim is challenging more people to go watch on YouTube. I love that challenge because that's actually going to help this channel get to monetizing over on YouTube, and it just helps us to diversify so all of our eggs aren't in the Periscope basket. Now, if you're sending super hearts, you can just go ahead and stay on Periscope. You just, help support the channel that way. But if you're not planning on contributing financially and you can just watch this on another platform, that helps us too. I like that. I like the challenge. Thank you, Jim. I need less than 1,000 hours, basically just as soon as possible, because any watch time from a year ago comes off. So it's a 365-day running cycle. You have to have 4,000 hours watched in the last 365 days. Katie, yes! I don't have a business degree. I don't. I'm self-taught, like I said. I don't have a degree in anything. All right, so the second principle of value investing is, so the first one, the way that he puts it is be capable of understanding. Deb, you should DM me. I would love to talk about that. It's kind of, right now, I want to kind of get through the book, but I can tell that you're hurting and I don't like it, and I want to, well, how am I muting people and not blocking them? I don't have a Frisbee, no. But I would love to talk to you about this. Probably more one-on-one, because I know it's really hard when you can't type everything into the the Periscope comments. Hey, Brian. Yes, Brian took the challenge. He went over to YouTube. I love it. Thank you. He said, what's up, bitches? Yeah, I would love to talk about this more. Maybe we can do a broadcast about it. I'd love to hear more about kind of what's going on. I hope that one of this values is create value. This is about investing, so you don't really create the value other than you vote with your money, right? Bobo the creepy clown, what's up, what's up? Ding, 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 yay! Yay, Brian. All right, second principle. I probably should have had this ready to go. Okay, second principle of investing. Intrinsic and durable competitive advantage. And we talked about that in our last investing broadcast, which was moats. So we talked about the brand moat, the price moat, the toll bridge moat. I'm not going to remember all of them. There was 2 other moats. There's 5 moats. The switching and network effects moat. Now I want to remember the 5th one. But there's 5 different moats, if you don't know what a moat is. If you think of a castle, and they had that big trench around the castle with the water there to prevent people from being able to get to the castle easily, you think of your business as the castle. So not necessarily your business, but the business you're looking at investing in. And what moats does it have around there? If it has 5 moats between the outsiders in the castle, it's going to be really strong and really well protected. So that's what we look for in these companies, is do they have strong moats in these 5 categories or not? And then we also looked at the big 4 numbers. Yep, M-O-A-T. You got it right the first time. Okay, Deb, love you, man. And the moat of despair. No, not the moat of despair. No. With crocodiles in it. Yes, Jim, yes. I would also like to challenge people to come over to YouTube from Periscope. I will give free hugs. Brian's giving away free hugs on YouTube, guys. If you want to watch on YouTube, it's Fem Yoga. If you don't know how to get there, it's linked right on my website. If you click the link in my profile on Periscope, click the YouTube button, you can go watch over there. But again, wherever you're comfortable watching, that is all good. Yeah, you could get a dragon to protect the castle. I like the creativity here. I like this. Jim is going to give random rider advice if you go over to YouTube. Okay. So the moats, you want to figure out if it's well protected. And we talked about the big 4 numbers. So the big 4 numbers are basically numbers that can help you determine if this company has a moat in a mathematical way. So if those big 4 numbers are going up 10% or more year after year, then that would be considered, according to Phil Town, that would be considered a solid moat in terms of the numbers. So we talked about those 4 numbers, which I can pull up here on my screen. Just a quick recap, since this was the last thing that we talked about. So if you look down there, you'll see the net income or net profit, over here, net profit or net earnings, which is on the income statement. And this is all, if it's a publicly traded company, you can find all of this information through a really easy Google search. So for me, I'm looking at investing in Twitter. You should pick a company that makes sense in your circle of competence, like we talked about, a company that you want to invest in. And then look at these numbers. You just Google Twitter or whatever company, income statement. And you can get these first 2 big numbers from there, the net income. The second one is sales or revenue. That's the gross revenue, the gross total sales. That's also on the income statement. The second document that you'll look for is the balance sheet. So again, you just search Twitter balance sheet and it'll come up. I was using the NASDAQ. You can use other websites. Make sure that it's legitimate, the numbers that you're looking at. And then that's where you can get the equity or the book value, which is basically the assets of the company less the liabilities, and what number do you have there at the bottom. So that's on the balance sheet. And then the third statement that you're looking for, that third number of the big 4 numbers, book value and equity, you also want to add in dividends. Hey, Saul, you want to add in dividends there. Twitter doesn't have any dividends, so you don't see dividends on my sheet here. But if the company issues dividends, you would add that to the equity as well, because it is in a different spot. And I think the dividends are typically on the cash flow statement, but I could be wrong about that because, like I said, Twitter doesn't issue dividends, so I don't really know. Hey, Artie. And then the last one is the operating cash, and that's on the cash flow statement. Again, you just Google Twitter cash flow statement, and you can get those numbers. So I do recommend that you get this book, Invested, so that you can have this kind of cheat sheet, because I've been building my cheat sheet based off of the information in the book. I may develop this cheat sheet in a way that I can sell it as a product, because I do think it's really important to have this, like to know what numbers you're looking for and pulling, and then you compare them year after year and figure out what the percentage change is each year. So you can see I turned all of the 4 numbers for Twitter green, because then it averages out to at least 10% increase in year after year. So you can see 32.6%, 23%, 12%, and 158%. So, and that's just an average that I took from the last 3 years. As I've been reading through the book more, it does seem like they want you to go back more like 10 years. So I can do that when I'm not live. Try to dig back further and deeper into older financial statements and make sure, because then you can kind of see like how they handled economic upturns and downturns and when they have bad years and good years, because 3 years isn't a great way to gauge. It's not quite enough information. Are you encouraging people to invest in Twitter, or is this just an example? We have not gotten to the point of evaluating Twitter, but again, so what we came up with at the end of this, not again, this is again from my last broadcast, these numbers that you see down here, what I come up with now is a windage growth rate, which is basically an amount that I think this company will grow over the next, year after year, the average amount that I think it's going to grow. It's a complete guess. It's based off of some of the numbers from the past, but we can't actually, accurately predict the future. Nothing about the past really says that guarantees anything about the future. So it's still a guess. I mean, investing is still, but what we want to do is have educated guesses. We want to be very, very informed and have a lot of knowledge before we just kind of go with the trend, and whatever everyone else is buying, we do that. That's the last thing you want to do with investing, is just go with the herd. Old folks look for dividend-heavy equities, low volatility issues a dividend to draw investors. Yeah, the thing with dividends is once they issue dividends, they really can't ever stop, because if they stop, then it causes kind of like panic. Like people think, oh, they're not doing so well. So companies oftentimes have actually issued dividends to their shareholders right up until the day that they declared bankruptcy, which I think is really bad business management. So the fact that Twitter is not issuing dividends, to me, is actually completely fine. But again, you're going to pick companies that you like. This is all educational, not a pitch. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't really pitch any of this. I'm learning this right now. So it is educational, but I'm, like I keep saying, I'm learning right alongside of you. Bobo, those are Alex's homies. Alex man down there, those are his robot homies. Okay, so they're not real people. Life's too short to spend with people you don't like. Franco! Yes! Franco moved over to YouTube too. Thank you, Franco. Brian, what's up, bro? Sorry, Steph Ray! Yes, Steph Ray and Franco and Jim. Let me shout out everyone. William Best, Jim Vogel, Brian, Franco, Steph Ray. They're all over watching on YouTube right now. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Alex. Alex is the robot. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah, did I answer your question, Artie? I hope so. Those are the big four numbers about the moats. So that was the second principle from Charlie Munger's value investing. And now we're on to the third principle. The third principle is management with integrity and talent. Now, Charlie does say that he would like a company with management with integrity and talent. It is not absolutely required. And I forget whose quote it is. It might be Warren Buffett. It might be Charlie Munger. They say that you should invest in a company that is just so solid that an idiot could run it. So management is like, it's not necessarily a deal breaker if it has crappy management, because people are always changing, management changes, and if the business itself is solid enough and has a good future, then the management almost doesn't matter. It's an extreme version, but what she did is she did like a full background check, not background check, but research just through Google of these people and the management of the companies she was interested in. Her primary interest in this book was Whole Foods. So she talks about what she goes through this. This is something I thought was interesting, so I'm just going to read this little segment. Again, if you just got here, this is the book Invested by Danielle Town. Highly, highly, highly recommend you get it. I'm going to hold it up in case you want to grab a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you prefer just being able to click the link very easily, you can go to femyoga.com, sign up for my book reviews. They're free. I send 3 a year. I only send you 1 email every 4 months, and it's a summary and review of all the books that I've read, as well as an eBay link. It's always been Amazon, but I'm switching to eBay. An eBay link to the books so that you can get them yourself if you want, or you can get them from the library. You can learn more about them easily. Yes, Charlie Munger. Yeah, he's the right-hand man of Warren Buffett, who's the chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. Hey, Nicholas, how are you today? Okay, so I'm going to read this little segment. The conclusions I could draw from researching CEOs are dependent on what an online search turns up, on how much press attention the management and the company have gotten, and how much scrutiny that attention has given the officers. This is where we hope the Fourth Estate protects us potential investors. We can't have access the way the press can, so we are stuck depending on their choices and on what's called for editorially that week or that month. There's a lot we don't control or can't know about. So know that everything you're looking at, again, is incomplete information. It's still somewhat of a guess. You're just trying to get as much information as you can get so you can make the best guess possible. So that's what I did. I looked up Jack Dorsey, and I actually found some interesting stuff in there. So I was like, hey, before I do all this research not live, why don't I go live and we can do some of this research and look at some of this information together, and then we'll get into the numbers of management and the numbers that help determine if the management is doing things the way we would do them, or we would have them do that, right? Wall Street Journal T says, yep, you can buy a subscription to Wall Street Journal if you like. Just invest in Bitcoin and ride the wave. You could do that too. I mean, you guys could do anything that you want. Okay, thanks, Brian, for listening over on YouTube. Jeff Bezos, you wanted to offer the Fem Yoga discount. What does that mean, Jim? Jeff Bezos is, the owner of Amazon, and he's kind of ruthless, right? I don't know. Jeff Bezos is, I liked the book, The Everything Store by Brad Stone. Amazon's a very interesting company. I was impressed by it, but also a bit like, it's a bit cutthroat. You know what I mean? They engage in some very kind of heavy-handed practices and techniques with the intention of kind of monopolizing the market. So it is what it is. All right, due diligence. Yeah, let's do our due diligence right now. All right, so I'm going to switch over to this other tab here where all I did was I Googled Jack Dorsey. I'll show you. These are the results. First was his Twitter page, so you can see what he's been tweeting about. You can see some stories, so we can read some of these as well. But I thought a good place to start would be right on his Wikipedia page. You think the future's in typewriters. That's fine. That's fine. If you're the richest man in the world, you have to be. Invest in America. It's so solid. You can invest in currencies even. Okay. Jack Patrick Dorsey is an American computer programmer and internet entrepreneur who is co-founder and CEO of Twitter. So that was one thing that she said you want to check for. Are the founders still involved in the company? Because if not, actually, let me read that little part. It's just business with Amazon. Yeah, I mean, it's just business with most businesses, but I get it. I get what you mean. There's like, there's companies like Whole Foods, you know what I mean? There's companies that maybe run their business with other things in mind besides the bottom line. BlackBerry pagers, Green Big B is going to invest in that. Anyone investing in MySpace? All right. So I just want to find the part about the owner being involved. Okay. If the current management team does not... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera, aren't I? Hey, guys. Sorry. I have two cameras. I always forget which one to look at. Ann Hollinsworth says he wants to take over the world. Scary. I think Elon Musk kind of fits in that category maybe a little bit, too. Turn this a bit. There we go. Yeah, but, I mean, it's okay to have big dreams. I like dreamers, Apple wouldn't fit that bill. Founders are dead and excommunicated. Right, well, actually, that's the example that she uses here in the book. And this is a pretty fresh book, too. This book just came out, I think, in 2017 or 2018. If the current management team does not include the founder, they may be reacting to the founder's departure. Steve Jobs left Apple the first time because the board thought someone else could run the company better than he could and forced him out. While the board might have been right at the time, what they missed was that no one could make Apple products better than Jobs could. So the company went into decline until he came back. Canadian pot farmers, there you go. When he returned, older and wiser, he not only saved the company, he led the creation of iconic products and changed entire industries. Knowing that story is pretty important to understanding the current managers of Apple and the length of Jobs' shadow on them. So this is good for us, and if we are considering investing in Twitter, I would say it's a good thing that Jack Dorsey is the co-founder and the CEO, so he's still actively involved. And then he also is the founder and CEO of Square, which is a mobile payments company, which I think is also doing quite well in the stock market right now. Thank you, Katie, for helping with muting. What platform do you make your stock trades on? So I like Robinhood. Actually, my Twitter purchase that I made in August of last year, by the way, my Twitter stock was up 94% from where I bought it last time I checked in 14 months. So just to give you an idea of the type of return you can get if you make the right call with value investing, as opposed to investing in like index funds and mutual funds that make you like 3%, 5%, maybe a year. It's still a good way to, it's better than putting it in a savings account and losing 3% every year to inflation. However, 94% is better than 5%. Okay. Or 3% or whatever you would get. So this is his early life. He was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. He's English, Irish, and Italian. His father worked for a company that developed mass spectrometers, which I think is cool because mass spectrometers are just cool. I would love to have one. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a big machine and you put something into the machine and it tells you exactly what that product is made out of. It breaks down, it analyzes the mass and the actual components of what's there. So I've seen it used in like crime shows, but yeah, it's a real thing. There's a guy on YouTube who actually has his own mass spectrometer and he does tests of different products and sees if it's actually like what they're being sold as. I don't know what you mean by that, Bobo. Pat said, I heard Fem Yoga is moving from Periscope to YouTube. Twitter is going to tank. I'm out. Ni hao. Atomic Weight. Twitter reaches 47.79 this June. Reached? Yeah. Yep. I know. I probably should have sold it when it was higher, but I held on to it emotionally. So that was a bad call, but that's okay because it's going back up. And I think when it gets to 100% of where I bought it, when it's twice as much as what I bought it for, I'll sell half of it. So the rest that I have is for free. And then once we finish this valuation, then I can really make a good call on whether I should buy more, sell it, or because I think we can all probably agree that we're due for a crash economically. So everything's going to go down soon. So what I want to have during that crash is a lot of cash so that I can buy everything at fire sale prices, basically everything costing a lot less than it's worth. And in order to do that, I'm going to want to have a lot of cash. So I may actually sell off my Twitter, even though I love Twitter. I think it's an awesome company to own and invest in and support. It's still something that, you got to listen to the numbers, right? Not your emotions, not your feelings. And they talk about that a lot in this book. So if you have a lot of emotion around money, like most people do, that book is probably a pretty solid recommendation for you. Why am I not a day trader? I don't think there's any money to be made in day trading, really. It's not something, I don't want to spend all day, every day researching this. I wouldn't mind like quarterly updates. So in each quarter, every 3 months, when the company comes up with a conference call, it's like 45 minutes long, I'll listen to it, check the letter to the shareholders, stay in touch, keep my finger on the pulse of the business. But I'm more of a buy and hold investor. You think it's going down due to the backlash and search for an alternative Twitter? Oh, because of Trump, you mean? But Trump's not going to be president forever, so. Steve, thanks for inviting your followers, and thank you for my flowers if you sent them and I missed them. I apologize. The power of 7. 7 people, we need 8. Jim says he needs one more person over on YouTube. You went to Stanford Children's Hospital and threw down in their kitchen instead. Oh, fresh out of culinary school. You almost had a job cooking eggs at Apple in Mountain View. That's crazy. You're going to jump in the shower. Okay, all right. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Steve, thank you for the super hearts. Whoa, Steve just took top super heart contributor of the broadcast. Are we about to shoot off cash cannons right now? Oh, no, okay. We're at 8,289. If we do get to 20,000 super hearts, we're shooting off the cash cannons. Okay. How far are we from our goal today? We got like 55,000 in our first scope. Lizzie got like 4,000, I think. So we're at about 60,000. So we're about 40,000 super hearts away from our goal. If we can get 40,000 in this broadcast, then we have hit our 100,000 super heart per day goal. We're at 9,510. Thank you, Pat. Do you hedge your equity picks? If so, how? I don't even know the answer to that, but I think probably like in terms of this book, they say that you would buy up to 10 different companies. You're pretty much always going to have all of your money, all of your investment money in one of those 10 companies and whatever percentage you find appropriate. So that would be like the hedge, so that if one doesn't do good, another one may. But it's not like an index fund. You're not buying like a tiny little piece of 30 different companies. No, the entire right-leaning population on Twitter, if there is a viable alternative, they will leave. No one here cares about Gab. Twitter owns Periscope. We fully support Twitter here. Gab? What's Gab? Hey, Isakari, how are you? I love your scopes. Okay, let's read about Jack Dorsey, because I think I'm losing touch with what you guys are talking about. Hey, Todd. Astute observation. Okay. And his mother was a homemaker. He was raised Catholic. He went to, his uncle's a Catholic priest. He attended Catholic high school. In his younger days, this is what I thought was interesting. Like, right, let's go live and laugh at this a little bit. Can you please slap them, Richard? I'm a yoga teacher, okay? I believe in non-aggression. You can't slap sense into people. It doesn't work. All right. In his younger days, Dorsey worked occasionally as a fashion model. So the CEO of Twitter used to be a fashion model. It's kind of fun. By age 14, he had become interested in dispatch routing. Some of the open source software he created in the area of dispatch logistics is still used by many taxi cab companies. So actually, he wasn't too far from becoming like the Uber creator, right? Liquid Salad Destroyer LSD. Dorsey attended the University of Missouri for 2+ years before transferring to NYU, but he dropped out in 1999, one semester short of graduating. So he also doesn't have a business degree or a finance degree, but he's doing quite well for himself, I would say. He first came up with the idea that he developed as Twitter while studying at NYU. He moved to California. He started his company in Oakland to dispatch couriers, taxis, and emergency services from the web. His other projects and ideas at this time included networks of medical devices and a frictionless service market. In July 2000, building on dispatching and inspired in part by LiveJournal and AOL Instant Messenger, he had the idea for a web-based real-time status short message communication service. When he first saw implementations of instant messaging, Dorsey wondered whether the software's user status output could be shared easily among friends. He approached Odeo, which at the time happened to be interested in text messaging. Dorsey and Biz Stone, so you can see I clicked that link, Biz Stone, decided that SMS text suited the status message idea and built a prototype of Twitter in about 2 weeks. We're just reading about Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter. You got here just in time. So it took them only 2 weeks to build the prototype of Twitter. And I want to encourage all programmers, all entrepreneurs, everyone who wants to run their own company or come out with their own product or service, get it done. Like, get that minimum viable product, that MVP, launched as soon as possible. Because it shouldn't be taking, like, I have a friend, and I'm sorry if he watches this, but I have a friend who's a programmer, and he's been working on this app that I still don't even understand really what it does, for like 8 years or something. And he still won't even let anyone see it, and he's like all like secretive about it. I'm like, dude, there's no way that something you started developing 8 years ago is even relevant today in terms of, you know what I mean? It's an app, like, and he's like, you know, it could be like the next Facebook. It could replace, like, it could replace social media, and also, and I'm like, well, it's never gonna do anything if you don't launch it. So the fact that it took them 2 weeks to come up with a prototype for Twitter, to me is quite impressive. Am I reading from Wikipedia? Yes, Steve. Somebody say opium. What the heck? Tons of man hours. I don't know what that means, Pat, but I do remember LimeWire. Let me just check over here real quick. On the brink of changing the way humans communicate. Yeah. It is amazing, I think, too. Okay. The idea attracted many users at Odeo and investment from Evan Williams, who had left Google after selling Pyra Labs and Blogger. So Evan Williams was probably like the reason Twitter was able to happen, because he had the money, right? Jack had the idea, Evan had the money. It sounds like vaporware. It's probably taking him so long because it keeps changing, especially if he's working alone. Yes. I just don't think it's a good investment of his time at this point. I don't even know what it is or what it does. And I've talked to him about it for hours on end. Yeah, Pat. I mean, it exists, but it's, yeah, maybe not as world-changing as he would like it to be. Okay, so because 8 years ago, if you launched a social media rival, you would have had a much better chance than launching it today, right? That's kind of more my argument. So I clicked Biz Stone. I'm like, who's Biz Stone? I didn't even know who that was. Well, he actually co-founded Twitter, among other internet-based services. And his latest venture is called Jelly, which was launched in 2014 and is described as a new kind of search engine with the core assumption that for every question, there is a person with the answer. Interesting. So he's their CEO. But look at this. On May 16th, 2017, Biz Stone announced he is returning to Twitter in an unannounced role. So although we don't know what the hell that means, we do know that at least both of the founders are still actively involved in Twitter, which is good in terms of right now. 8 years ago, he could have developed Paint. Yeah, that's true. Perfection is the enemy of good. Yes, exactly. Yes, there's a big difference between good enough and like so good that it's no longer even, you know what I mean? Like perfect, but irrelevant. He needs to have some people help them, have them sign NDAs if he's worried about people stealing ideas. Yeah, no, I know what he needs to do. It's, yeah. You probably could speak to the CEO of Gab. He does lots of interviews. I don't know what Gab is. My brother is a programmer. He says everyone should learn programming. So is that the thing you're talking about with Twitter, the competitor to Twitter? Zango is a game development firm my friend worked at. Oh, that's interesting, Pat. Yeah, this guy started that in 1999. Bizstone sounds like a fake name. Bizborn. So he's an angel investor, an advisor in the startup community, having backed companies such as Square, Slack, Medium, Nest, Beyond Meat, Pinterest, Intercom, and Faraday. That's interesting. That's probably why Periscope uses Slack as their communication platform between VIPs and Twitter. Okay. From 2003 to 2005, he worked at Google, and in 2017, he returned to Twitter. I love all these people that are going from Google to Twitter because I feel like that gives us good minds, because Google is so much bigger than Twitter. Porn is bad. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay. Stone holds along with Jack Dorsey, Stone holds the patent for inventing Twitter. Pretty cool. He's vegan, a nonprofit helping classrooms in need. He lives in California with his wife and son. Supports education and conservation in California. Pretty cool. Sounds like a nice guy. I would be an angel investor if I had $1 billion. Yeah, let's look up how much he's worth. $200 million. A creative mind knows no boundaries. I like that. All right, back to Jack. Buzz. All right. They co-founded Obvious Corporation, which then spun off Twitter. Okay. Saw the startup through 2 rounds of funding by the venture capitalists who backed the company. He reportedly lost his position for leaving work early to enjoy other pursuits, such as yoga and fashion design. This guy's awesome! Sorry. Hey, Sue. Oh, wait, Sue, you're a bot, Sue? What the heck, Sue? He would be vegan. That's really fascinating to me. He was leaving work on Twitter early to go to yoga class. Jack, why aren't we friends? What the hell's going on? All right. As the service began to grow, he chose the improvement of uptime as top priority, even over creating revenue, which as of 2008, Twitter was not designed to earn. Dorsey described the commercial use of Twitter and its API as 2 things that could lead to paid features. He describes his 3 guiding principles, which he says are shared by the company as simplicity, constraint, and craftsmanship. In 2008, Williams took over the role of CEO while Dorsey became chairman of the board. 2011, Dorsey returned to Twitter as executive chairman. You think he follows my scope? I would like to think so, but he doesn't actually follow me. When I'm rich, I'm doing yoga all day. First, I must learn yoga. I think first you must get rich, actually. After Dick Costolo replaced Williams as CEO, 2015 announced that he was resigning as CEO. Dorsey would assume the post of interim CEO. He was named permanent CEO in 2015. On the day after the controversy about Twitter's new algorithms for tweets, Dorsey responded to the trend saying it was only a hoax. 2016, Dorsey announced that Twitter would not count photos and links. Okay. To entice new users since the number of tweets had dropped. 2016, he was briefly suspended from his own Twitter user account. After restoring the account, he tweeted the suspension was due to an internal mistake. These are your priorities. Okay, sorry. Jack Dorsey is a good name for a spy movie hero. Nicholas, I love that. Thank you. Please keep saying things like that. Maybe he'll come in and say hi. 2016 again, Dorsey was, oh no, I already read that, sorry. 2017, Dorsey and Omid Kordestani is wildly filthy rich. We talked about that in my previous broadcast, but let's just go take a look at how much money he makes, because it's crazy. Omid, he is, oh no, sorry, no, I was thinking this guy, Ned Siegel, he makes a lot of money, but this guy makes, in 2017, he got $50,000 base salary and then $2 million in stock in 1 year. But he is Google's former chief business officer, so I can see why they want to keep him around. Todd, I'm not reading that one out. Jack, I'm not reading that one. All right. They matched a $530,000 donation to the American Civil Liberties Union. Their match brought the total donation to $1.59 million. He walks 5 miles a day to work. Are you making that up? Dorsey announced, you know that he refuses compensation, though. Dorsey announced that an improved version of the verification system is coming to Twitter in March 2018. To let people verify more facts about themselves, emphasizing proof of identity. Help in verifying the identities of the candidates. Interesting, for the election. In September, so just 2 months ago, 1 month ago, Dorsey testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee alongside Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, who wrote this book, Lean In. It's almost like I was prepared for this. This is a really good book about women in the workplace. I don't really agree with her politically. I probably feel the same way about a lot of these people, but I definitely like their business principles. A great head coach name. About meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Following this, Twitter shares fell 6%. Let's see what the Twitter is right now. 3236. That's a lovely number. That's a quite lovely number. Hi, Lil Pump V. You were the first comments of the broadcast on Twitch. Good night, William. Vaporize. Okay. Boop. All right. Wait. Square. We don't really need to read about Square. It's not Twitter related. Other projects. Oh, a segment of CBS 60 Minutes called The Innovator, Jack Dorsey, which aired during 2013. Dorsey expressed admiration for Michael Bloomberg and his reinvention through design and simple interfaces of what it means to be mayor. Becoming mayor of New York City is an aspiration that would raise the bar for him. Wait, is he talking about he wants to be mayor of, doesn't he live in California? He served as a judge for New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg's Big Apps competition in 2011. He's an on-record donor to Democratic Party candidates. Whew, it's hot in here. I'm going to write a rap song. He refuses compensation, constipation across the nation. Yo, constipation again? So when I don't text back tonight, no, it's your fault. Oh, shoot, what did I miss? You're putting me to sleep. Oh, that's good. You should sleep, Katie. You never sleep. See, this is for your health. I'm doing this for Katie's health, you guys. He was announced as a new member of the board of directors of Disney in 2013. A talented entrepreneur, his experiences aligned with the corporation's strategic priorities. In January 2018, due to increased difficulty at avoiding conflicts of interest, he would not seek re-election at the March annual meeting. He's also a member of something governance center, I don't know what that is. Described Dorsey as a calm, thoughtful leader. Half of Jack Dorsey is worth 100% of anyone else. He appeals to investors whom he attracts and employees whom he retains. Boom. That's quite a nice little review. Tech crew up and down. Oh, really? Wait, who said that? Tomcat. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. You sent a novel. What do you mean you sent a novel? Where? When? Oh, you mean on the texting? Oh, yeah, okay, I'm not going to read that right now. All right, I'll read that later. He moved to the Seacliff neighborhood of San Francisco. Oh, look at that! You were right. He walks 5 miles to work each morning and calls it a very clearing time. That's really interesting. He's knowledgeable about the Art Deco architecture of Twitter's headquarters that was built in 1937, the same year as the Golden Gate Bridge. And he's a fan of Kendrick Lamar's music. I like this guy. I'm not reading it to you, no. We have no secrets here. That's not true. We have plenty of secrets. I was in that building. So I went to Twitter's headquarters. I broadcasted. I didn't broadcast from inside because we weren't allowed to, but I mean, maybe we would have been able to. I just wanted to talk to them and not be live so I could focus. It's okay, Katie. We can talk about it when you wake up. It's not like anything is going to change about it between now and when you wake up anyway. And besides, we've been live for 51 minutes, so we only have another hour and a half. Okay. So I was there. It's on Market Street in San Francisco, the Twitter headquarters. It's huge, 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 and it was really cool. So thank you, Twitter, for inviting us to come out and check that out because I really enjoyed my time there. And I didn't know it was built in 1937. Why is my microphone not facing my mouth? There we go. So in 2008, MIT Technology Review TR35 is one of the top 35 innovators in the world under the age of 35. In 2012, the Wall Street Journal gave him the Innovator of the Year Award for technology. He was named Founder of the Year in 2012 by TechCrunch. Maybe, Katie. I already did yoga today, actually. I'm wearing jeans, but I did yoga on the beach, so I'm not going to work out again today, but if you have other ideas. In 2013, he was considered by Forbes the world's most eligible bachelor. He was ranked by Fox Business as the #4 worst CEO of 2016, citing stagnant growth, falling stock prices, and his part-time commitment to Twitter. Interesting. Wow, Fox Business going in on him. In 2017, not for us. No, not for you. Yeah, for me. In 2017, 24/7 Wall Street listed Dorsey among the 2017 worst CEOs in America. In May 2018, Dorsey spoke at Consensus 2018, a digital currency and blockchain technology conference. Interesting. So, okay, let's read some news. Family Feud on Sunday night, late at night. I mean, I kind of hate hosting games, and I'm kind of loving this. What's this? 2 days ago. Steve King. This is from thehill.com. Unlock my account. He believed the company was using an algorithm to direct users away from his content. About 90% of King's traffic has disappeared, almost completely shut down by the reduction in traffic. We are not reducing the reach of the congressman's tweets, and his account has not been locked. If we want to keep acting under the delusion that this is a free and open platform, Pictionary, oh, that could be kind of fun. But what's his favorite color? Then Dorsey must name the Twitter officials responsible for determining the site's content policy and use of alleged shadow bans. The public will only take this for so long. Nobody, including lawmakers such as President Trump, would be immune from the site's content policy and potential punishment for violating such policies. There's not a blanket exception for the president or anyone else. Vijaya Gad, she makes good money too. How much does she make? $500,000 a year plus $406,000 in stock. Holy crap, what just happened? I just zoomed out like massively. What? How do I? This? There we go. Okay. Spinach arch. Oh my god, I still didn't make spinach artichoke dip. Damn it. That sounds so good too, but I have to thaw the spinach. Thank you, Kit Kat. I always wonder what these moguls lie awake thinking at night. Badger who? He's immune from Twitter rules. No, he's not immune from Twitter rules, is what it said. Here's why tech billionaires are fighting over San Francisco's Prop C ballot measure. The growing problem of homelessness. Oh yeah, they want to basically tax people. They want to tax companies to help homeless people or something. Okay. Oh, they're doing Bitcoin on Square now. Unfairness in the homeless tax. Our free speech motto was a joke. Yeah, it's just like basically nothing interesting. Allow yourself to fail in public. I like that. Let's go put it in the sink in a strainer now. I don't have a strainer. I didn't ruin your day, Katie. What? It wasn't me. Your anger is being misdirected on the wrong person. I love you, Katie. All right. I'm good with that. So we studied the management. We still like them. I do. I'm speaking for all of us when I say thumbs up. Okay. Now we get into the numbers. Katie's favorite part. What is the name of this scope? How much? I have to at least do the things that are in the title, right? We talked about management. Now we'll talk about debt, and then we'll get into pricing a little bit. And then if we have time, we'll do Pictionary. I like that idea. Tiff tiff. I'm hungry too, so a spinach artichoke dip sounds so freaking good. We should definitely do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we should buy a gun and we should make spinach artichoke dip. Let's do it. Okay, and maybe go swimming. Can you even tell that I was at the beach today? Look, white as a ghost. I am the smart one. It's mutual fault. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I engaged. You're right. Thank you, Isakari. I appreciate that. Buy a what? A gun. Bang, bang. Like a cash cannon, but with bullets. Why would I take out the spinach now? Girl, you know how long it takes to make spinach artichoke dip? You know it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now. You know I'm just going to have pasta after this. Yeah, I did say buy a gun. You want to go? Okay, we are at 9,399 super hearts. If we get 11,000 more super hearts, we will shoot off that cash cannon. And we will be that much closer to our goal. We are 30,000 super hearts from our goal right now. Okay. Charlie Munger's fourth. Nope. Wait, I went too far. We've come too far. We got to go back to the numbers. Dun, 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 dun. Numbers. Okay, so these numbers confuse the crap out of me. I have no idea what's about to happen. It'd be funny if 45 had to create burner accounts because Twitter kept banning. Hey, Sean, that $50. Katie, why you gotta be like this? What kind of pistol am I looking at? I don't know yet. I haven't gone and looked at anything yet. But we will go and I will tell you. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Management numbers. There are 3 numbers. 1, return on equity. 2, return on invested capital. And 3, debt. So I have no idea how we're going to figure this out, but we are going to try. So it says the return on equity is the net income divided by the equity. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense. I love you, Katie. I'm not ignoring you. What the hell? I just said that we would do Pictionary if we have time after we finish the content on this broadcast. Anything with a pink grip. You're still thinking about guns. That's fine. You guys think about guns. I'm going to go look at these numbers. You want to look at them with me? They're exciting. I love numbers. I know Katie's not excited, but I can be excited for both of us. Read a poem. What? Okay, so we're going to take the net income. Hey, look, we can make me bigger too. Whee! Hi, guys. If we have time. If I don't have to keep fighting with you, we'll get through this faster. I'm good, Sean. How are you? You guys, if I turn up murdered, I think we all know who it was. All right. So we're taking the net income, which is... So we want to do this over each of the years. So let's make another number down here, which is the return on equity, ROE, and actually we'll just do ROE, and that is net income divided by equity, right? Yeah, cool, that's easy. So for 2017, we are looking at, remove my Stream Deck. All right, we're looking at 108,063. Actually, we have to make that a minus because that's a negative number. 108,063 divided by the equity. So in case you guys don't know, I'm taking this number, the net income from 2017, and I'm going to divide it by the equity of 2017. I have no idea how this is going to go considering that it's a negative number. Okay, negative divided by 47218. I have no idea what this is. Minus 0.02. It says look for a company with an ROE and ROIC at 15% or better each year for the last 10 years or so. 15%? I'm feeling a little bit lost. I love you, Katie. All right. I can only do so much to satisfy you. This has been the nature of our relationship for a long while. All right. So what if I just take the number without the negative? It'd be the same thing, right? I don't quite understand what the hell I'm looking at right now. How is that a percentage? So it's what, 2%? I might have to actually like consult someone on this because I really don't know what to say right now about this. Let me just take the numbers from 20. Oh crap, and I didn't actually put the numbers on here. Shit. Is it the percentages? So am I taking 76% divided by 9.6% and then coming up with 7? No, because then that's 790. No, that would be, yeah, 7.92%. That might be right. I actually don't know, guys. We might have to actually stop this short. I apologize, but I'm going to have to learn more about this. I thought that doing it live would help me, but I don't think that the right people are in this broadcast to help me with this. Are those hyphens or negatives? Negatives. So fresh and so clean. Brian's fresh out of the shower. Jim has a few pistols. Nice. Yeah, feel free to direct message me some recommendations of guns, although I am going tomorrow and I don't check my messages till Saturday, so we'll just have to see. Thank you, Saul. Okay. All right. So I love you all, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to basically consult my gurus on this. Luckily, I have people that I can consult on it, and then when I have a full understanding of it myself, I can come on here with much higher quality content. So now, semi-automatic or a revolver. Okay. All right, cool. Hi, Mate Drum L, by the way. What book is this from? Invested by Danielle Town. Thank you for asking. So if you guys just got here, this is the book that we've been learning from for weeks now. How Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger basically invest. So Danielle Town is the daughter of Phil Town, who authored a book called Rule Number 1 Investing, and that is based on Warren Buffett's rule number 1 of investing, which is don't lose money. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you guys for being here, for making this show possible. The Tiffany's gun. Why suddenly buying a gun? Because I live in Florida now. And I also live alone now, too. We had guns at where I used to live, but I should probably not say that I don't have a gun now, huh? Please don't kill me in my sleep tonight. All right. I'm going to be back. We'll come back with Pictionary then. We have still like another hour of content to do in 15 minutes, so. The second rule is don't forget rule number 1. Yeah, just like Fight Club, right? Everything is an investment. Yeah. My biggest investment right now is actually Fem Yoga, as you can imagine. I only put $500 in Twitter, and it's worth now, how many stocks was that? 15, I think? Was it 15? Something like that. No, that's not right. It wasn't 15. Was it 30? I think it's 30. So yeah, now it's worth $960. 14 months later, I almost said years. Fem Yoga, I'm so glad that you asked, Todd. Go to the website, femyoga.com, a 6-hour P226. All right, Jim, thank you. And you can click support and you can keep this channel going and growing, or you can just check out the homepage and see what this is all about. I have a 3.5-minute intro video all about why I started this company and what the goals are of this business and this channel. So I hope that you'll check that out. And also, if you watch my stuff on YouTube, you do help us to monetize over there as well. You guys are awesome, especially Katie. I love you. Good evening, Bama Boom. I hope you guys have a great night. If you haven't followed already or subscribed, there's your last chance to do so. Hey, Tracy, coming in right at the end. We are going to end this broadcast and come back with a little game to keep everyone happy, and because I have no idea what the heck I'm even talking about. So really, we only talked about management. We started talking about debt and price a little bit, but then we got confused. So I'm going to do my research behind the scenes and come back with more solid information. A Random Walk Down Wall Street is a good finance book. Mate, if you wouldn't mind direct messaging me that, or you can comment it on one of my YouTube videos and I'll see it on Saturday, and I can put it on my Goodreads list. So you guys can see, if you go to femyoga.com, you'll see my link to my Goodreads where all the different books that I've read are on there with reviews and summaries. You can also sign up, I'm not in debt now, you can also sign up for my book reviews, which are free, and I only send 3 a year. So once every 4 months, you'll get a summary and review of all the books I've read over the last 4 months, and as well as links to the books if you want to check them out yourself too. But I kind of say, like, I read a book every week, so you don't have to. Cool, thanks, mate. Good night, Jim. I might see you guys back a little bit. Katie, I love you. This has been... Oh, wait, let me say thank you to my super hearters. Thank you to the top contributor of this broadcast, Steve from Florida, over 4,000 super hearts. Thank you, Pat. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Tiki. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Steph. And thank you, Alex. Spasiba, Alex, for all the super hearts. You guys are awesome. Thank you to everyone on this list that makes this show possible. We literally could not do it without Jimmy Knapp, Tyree, Mike, Derek, Shara, Steve, Bob, Bill, Big Sean, Carlos, Prashant, Sodom, Lou, Mark, Katie, Josie, Prashant again. Prashant, why are you on here twice? Prashant? Prashant should not be in the $10 level, which means we're missing someone. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. Prashant, you're not at 10, you're at 5. Come on. What are you doing up there? Why is there 2 of you? See, I wouldn't have noticed that if I didn't do this. So who should it be? Someone else sent $10. Who's not on the list that should be on the list? Let's see. Who is it? Who is it? $10 people. Oh, whoop. Okay. We have Sonam, Mark, Lou. Is it Carlos? Nope, Carlos is on there. Tiki? Is it Tiki? Tiki, you're on the $5. You shouldn't be on the $5. You're on $10. Tiki, you moved up, which means we're actually missing someone on the $5 level. Sometimes it's kind of fun to do this live so you can see a little bit behind the scenes. Also, I'm totally just cheating for content right now. I was curious about the 14 cents. You couldn't do it without that 14 cents. You guys both just jinxed about the 14 cents, and that's true. I couldn't do it without that 14 cents. That's very true. Very, 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 very true. All right, so we have Tracy, Rocky, Prashant, Wolf Puppy, Cronus, Lane, Josie, Doolittle. It might be Doolittle. Doolittle. It is. That was easy. Doolittle Dundee. There he is, the top of the list. Now we're all sorted out. It's a very important 14 cents. I agree. Or Willabot, what does that mean? Good night, Kyle. So good to see you on Twitch. And Donna, James, Claudia, Danny, Pablo Bulldog, Marge, Dr. Neil, Dorita, Dan on Fleek, Nick, Casper, David, Eric, and we read the rest already. Okay, I love you guys. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. I'll see you guys back in a little bit for some Pictionary. By the way, I cannot draw to save my life. What does that mean, Fanarona? What hair dryer? I don't have a hair dryer, as you could probably tell by looking at my hair. Bye!